the super awesome Lego builder himself, and that's right, today I am back with another super awesome Lego video, and today we are going to be taking a look at City 7, and this is another ADU set. And before I get murdered in the comments, I would like to say that yes, City 7 is a Half-Life 2 reference. I know. I'm gonna hope that's not counting as plagiarism on any levels or anything. But I just wanted to let you know that. But I think as many of you who clicked on that, who clicked on the Metro Police Dropship video do know that that a lot of this Lego ADU stuff does take great inspiration from Half-Life 2. And as usual, and always, the first thing we're going to take a look at in this set are the minifigures. And most of these minifigures are just the same, are minifigures that we've already seen before, except for one of them in this new set. I shouldn't say it's new, it's a set that I'm now reviewing. So it comes with an ADU pilot, me, ADU Cyber, Anthony McCain, the whole guy who's running the Metro Police, a Metro Police officer. This old guy here, I haven't came up with a name for him, but he has a cool thing in the set that I'm going to show in a minute. And Lloyd Garmadon, Lloyd, his name isn't Garmadon, he's Lloyd that looks a lot like Lloyd Garmadon, but he's a different Lloyd because he's not the same Lloyd. It's very confusing. He's just a kid character whose name is Lloyd, and I happen to use the same body as Lloyd. And here we are again with the minifigures, with the ones with helmets off, so you can see their face print better. There, you can see the ADU snipers and the ADU pilots and the Metro officer. He is basically exactly the same as every other Metro officer, because I only have one Metro officer minifigure at the moment, because I only have one of the special pieces for his helmet right here. Because you see that I only that came standard in a Power Miners set. Dang it! That came standard in a Power Miners set. And one of the Power Miners sets where I think that was their last line. I only ever had one of those, so I only ever got one of those pieces to put on. And if we turn the pilot around, you can see his printing. You can see he's got his really excited bring it on face on the back. Just gotta put my helmet face on. Just a better view of the snipers thing. You can't. Yeah, there. Got a good view there. And back here, he doesn't have an alternate face, but as always, he has that clip piece just made from a little clip, and where he has this weapon rifle right here. It's cool. Get that back on. And his helmet's just exactly like a normal helmet. As you probably know this, but it's just exactly like a normal helmet. I just used a black Space Police visor instead of a normal clear visor. Anthony McCain does have an alternate face. I'm just telling this to people who are new to the channel. If you've seen the Metro Police video where I have the Anthony McCain minifigure, you already know that he has an alternate face. There. So that's his more happy face. He's happy that somebody's gotten abducted or something. And pretty much the only last person who has a face is Lloyd right here. That's his normal face, and there's his worried face. So now we have what Lego would quote-unquote just call the figure of the set. And in this case, this figure would be the alien commander. Now you probably won't recognize this as the alien commander, because the last time we saw him in the original Alien Conquest Mothership set, that was a hard to say for whatever reason. He was just like a human commander and had all these weird tentacle things, but basically what actually happened was, or at least in my story, the AU originally defeated him, and they just blew up the ship that he was in, but his brain survived. This is actually as creepy as it sounds. So the alien cyborg who survived built this metal body, and that's what he's moving around in now. So it has sprinter-style legs, and a big jet engine at the bottom that he can use to blast and fly around. And he has one big robotic eye right here, and his brain's in this big dome right here, which I know that wouldn't be the safest design choice, but that seems to be popular for cyborg villains to have their big brain under a big glass jar. I have no clue why. I've brought that up millions of times. That's so unsafe. But you can open up the top. There it is. It's just a cone shape. I didn't have an actual... There's like a brain piece that comes in a new... Well, I guess it was new. It's not new anymore, but it was an Ultra Agent set, I believe. Dr. Brainstein's attack. Yeah, I don't have that, so... But it's okay. I'm not sure... I think it could have came out a little better. I know the legs aren't quite aren't lined right. But I honestly think it's cool. It has a little hover thing, and he has two antennas around the side where he can phone in other UFOs immediately. Soap. Ooh. So now we're on to the first small model of the set, and this is basically it. It's a small, but it's actually a customized, tuned-up truck that this guy right here, who is a resistance fighter, has created. Now, if you keep track of your Lego sets really well, you may have actually remembered this guy. And the fun thing about this truck is that character was actually from a Christmas exclusive Lego set. And he came with a truck that came with a Christmas tree, and you could load it into the back of a truck. But I came up with the idea that, well, what if what if he was a resistance soldier fighter, and what in truth happened was that I had some friends over and this truck got destroyed during it, and I was a little frustrated, and I thought I was going to have to scrap the truck, which I was a little disappointed about doing. But because I still had some base left on it, I realized that, well, maybe I could just work with what I had on and tune it up. So that's what I decided that his origin story would be. He does have a slightly different wig piece than his original, but that he had to sell a bunch of the truck's bricks for parts so he could make as much money as he basically could. And so he could just buy decent food in the area. But he secretly kept this truck to soup it. He kept this truck to soup it up, essentially. And this is what he eventually makes his breakout in and helps the ADU fight. And now we also have the second largest part of the model. And this is the Lego ADU dropship. Now, we previously had the Metro Police dropship, but this is the ADU version, and this is a lot different from the Metro Police dropship. It has a much friendlier look to it, and I wanted to give it sort of like a shuttle-y feel to it, and not really like a patrol chopper type look that the Metro Police had. But the Metro Police one had two big machine guns and a spotlight on it. Well, this one really has no weapons on it, aside from some little slots in the slide that you can shoot out of. It doesn't not look too threatening. But basically, here it is. And the ADU dropship is one of those models that has one look from one way and a different look from another way. And the reason I say that is because it has that very curved look up here at the front and streamlined, but back here it's really quite boxy, and it honestly has an interesting look to it, the way it sort of starts out smooth and then comes in. And I'm not sure if that was entirely the way I went for. I sort of did know that it would have an idea, but honestly, it came out like I really it came out a good bit like I wanted it to. Up here it's got this curved back, sort of straight, but it has the gradual curve. And up here in front, you can get a good view. The front opens, and a minifigure can fit right inside, and there's a little control panel in there. And there's even a doorway right back. And I did want to say before we get on with this that this is actually, I hope, the last video that I'm using my current background. I really want to switch to another background by the next video. Then I'm hoping this will be the last Lego review or video I'll do without it. But if not, if that's not the case, and if I'll probably just do a drawing tutorial next week, because my final ADU model, which this is the second to last one, is extremely spectacular, and I do not want to use but I want to use a proper background for it, because currently I'm just using 2 sheets of paper taped together. I want to get an actual screen. And on the side, there are 2 doors that open up, and a person can get out, in this case Lloyd. And same thing for the other side. And these sides can open up in mid-flight, and there's a compartment that can come out like that, right there. And back here, well, actually in there you can see there's a little lever. I can pull this down, and then the back can open like that. So it's got every good thing a dropship needs. And in this little bucket, it comes with a walkie-talkie, a mini pistol, and another mini pistol. And technically these are Metro Police mini pistols, so you can have the Metro Police guy use them, but I just thought they could be in the ADU's bucket, because technically that's just some supplies that they stole from the Metro Police. And by the way, speaking of Metro Police, the Metro Police guy actually has a different weapon. This is not, he usually just has the average pistol, well, not really pistol, like blaster, I guess. But now he has more of a sniper rifle that he can make a ranged attack from, and I'll show you where he makes the ranged attack from when I'll actually get onto, when I'll actually get onto the set itself. But that's just a Star Wars rifle with a clip piece and a circle attached to it. And back to the little ship. Like I said, I do really enjoy how it came out. Tails are just straight up, which I know is an old school, but I just thought it worked for that one. Wings I just got to curve down with little clips. And I think the blue, and this is a tip I'd recommend for people who want to build something like this, that if you're building a fighter jet, to give the wings some depth, to put little blue pieces, well, not blue, they don't have to be colored. They should, if you want to have like colored wings, to put them up on top like this to really give it that nice, just give it a nice depth feel, because wings aren't entirely flat, which most Lego wings sort of are. And down here there are tail wings. They're just little fins. And the jet and the engines are just 2 little wheel pieces that I just stuck here. And these don't actually spin, they're just stuck in. And in case you're a little stuck on how to make curved wings, it can just be this simple. Just you can see it very well. I can get these off. There, so you just put some clips on your wing and then hide underneath a bar piece little thing. Put a a bar piece. Put a flat edge tile down here, and then you'll just have a nice and easy wing. It'll just lock into place and can curve down in a dropship type way. And now at last we are finally on to City 7 itself. Now, I do like how City 7 came out, but I think I could have made it better. Now I do like it. I think my number one complaint with it was that I built it on a base plate, because base plates are a little old school nowadays. Even though the Lego City sets do still use them sometimes, I just thought that because Lego usually doesn't do those anymore, maybe I should just go without it. But I did literally want this to be a city it's Lego City in the future, and so I think honestly it does work because, well, it is, because of being a city, I'm stuttering, but it basically works because it still is a city, so that's why it just has a base plate, just because it is an original city that's been modified and stuff. So I do like one thing about the city, that it has a lot of good features to it. And if I can just move it up, down there, that's a little thing that I'll get to. There's a little MRI scan thing. You can take this out, take a guy up here, you can put him on the little stretcher, and then he just slides right through like that, and right there you can see there's a little body scan back there. I'm going to take the minifigures off here for a second, and I'm going to show you around it a little more now. So up there's this little, up here on the roof, there's an air conditioning unit, a small little skylight, that big TV screen right there. I do like how that came out. It's a little, you probably can't really tell what that is, but basically, that's designed to be like a place that's like a holographic TV set where Anthony McCain can come on and give speeches or stuff for telling people that not to worry about the aliens, or just stupid, pointless reasons why you should not be a resistance fighter when you actually have all the reasons to be a resistance fighter. And I hope to make like a sticker to actually put on that screen to make it, but, excuse me, I bumped this camera. I never quite got around to it, so then this was completely unintentional, but if you scooch the camera, that's basically, if you open the camera, the whole thing up like that, and put him in there, sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Cannot see what I'm doing. You can put him in there like that, and then it can look like he's appearing on screen, and that looks really lame, I know, but it's a nice try. And now over here, this is more of the left wing to the area, and if this were like full size, this would be where all the actual apartments are. They just have this big elevator that would lead to a bunch of hallways that just had like a bunch of doors down them. And back here, the door opens like that, and the reason it opens inward is so if there are resistance soldiers inside, a Metro Police member can, where my Metro Police members gone to? I don't know where they are at the moment, but basically just come right up and kick the door downward. And the insides of them are really small. This is probably just like half of them. There's like a bed and a window off to a place where we cannot see right now. And it's just simple. There's a little chair in here which you can move. I just have a little stud connected to it right there. There's a bottle of water, which you get a shipment of 5 every day that you have to last the entire day. And there's a drawer cabinet right here, file cabinet. And in the top one, there's a gun, which is illegal, which is illegal by Metro Police law. And a pair of tweezers and a wrench, because this is actually where this guy lives, and those are his supplies for working on his resistance fighting truck. And because this is a resistance member's apartment, there is actually this, which is a feature that can actually lock the door. So now, if a Metro Police officer tries to block it down, he can't. And right here on the hallway, there's an elevator, and the elevator system needs improvement. I'm sorry, that was my light. And there's where the person can get in down there. And there's a little safety railing back there, which it originally did not have. But basically, it comes up by the big antenna, right by the security camera. This light will go on, and that light there, as where the door is. And it's basically controlled by this winch that can go up not very easily, though. So sometimes it will often get stuck like that, and you'll have to use assistance to get through. In there, but it can bring up, and pretty much getting it down is even harder, so I'm not even really going to bother to show that. So if you're actually going to make this model, I'd recommend that you should each put this, these should all be moved in one, even though that does look a little strange, admittedly. Maybe not that side, but these side and that side, but I just wanted there to be solid, stable ground to actually get it off, that a minifig could walk off. And there is room for a minifig, you can actually stick one in there. Now, along here in the roof, this entire top bit can actually come off. And you can see right there, this is the big commons/cafeteria area where they can get everyone for quote-unquote assembly. That's where you'll sit. Like, you can sit down here. There's a microwave right here, and there's, believe it or not, is an exploding function. If I just stick it back here, it will shoot off. And here's the MRI scan over here, and in here there's this whole alien pump machine. This can like pump alien goo. You can pick this up, put it on top of this empty container. and just push this down, and that would fill the canister up with alien goo. And I was trying to find a clear piece, but I didn't have one, so I just went with yellow to make it look like it is empty, but it's tainted with the goo. So nice little feature there. And up around here, I think I may have already brought that up. You can see the brick built 7 in the wall. And right here, right beyond where the elevator goes up, which makes this area hard to access, this is the entrance to the ADU's secret base. There's a sample of alien slime right there. There's some newspaper clips, and those are both Harry Potter sets. That one's a Quibbler, Harry Potter Speaks at Last. That one's a Major Breakout of Azkaban, but those are both supposed to be news about something about how the aliens have taken over and ADU can't fight them and stuff. And right here you can see the sniper's sniper rifle and his helmet. And this is when he first became sniper. And if I just scroll this around, back here there's the axe on the other side. It's a little difficult, but you can take that out. And that out. Camera's off, and ignore the stuff falling down off screen. And oh dear, and he can put it on and have his weapon, and now he has officially became the ADU sniper. And now on the exact opposite side, we have the much more security area where we have the guard tower. But this isn't any normal guard tower. This is a specialized Metro Police guard tower that is, believe it or not, designed to hover. Yes, this is actually supposed to simulate air, and that's why it can spin around, and you can also see these rockets underneath it. And you can simulate air by using these glass Lego pieces that aren't tinted any color. And you have a car outside. And this can also come off, like so, right here. And you can have this cool little guard tower like this. And it has 2 doors on either side, which, if I move this away, allow a Metro Police officer to actually stand inside it or sit inside it. It has 2 sirens and this little rotating dish on top. I just made with a 1x3 plate. And you just put a minifig in by taking the top off. And I was just able to get an easy balance by the roof by just putting 1 2x1 stud and 1 2x1 stud there. Well, just the rest were plates, which just gave me a nice, easy way to stick it in like that. And you can take the Metro Police guy right here. And that's the wrong direction. You can stick him in like that, and you can see he's got a coffee cup with a control panel down there. Put the top back on, and right there. There he is. He can stick out, and then you can put it right back up on his patrol tower, like so. And you can see way off the background. And there you can just stand up, right up like that, and be patrolling. And one more thing down here that I almost forgot to mention. And there is actually one last weapon that comes with this set, and that is this anti-aircraft blaster. And Anthony McCain, who is at this point really frustrated with the ADU, who can actually use this weapon to take on the ADU shuttle, which is right here. And before we close up this video, one last feature in this set that I made just entirely for kicks. As a classic Lego explosion function, outside there's this tire thing, I guess. I'm not sure what you'd call it. There's this place where you can contain a bunch of tires, and it's in this rack right here. And of course, any resistance soldier will probably shoot a weapon off, or something will crash, causing an explosion. And there's a little lever right back here, which of course, relievingly, just by pushing it down, boom. So that's just a fun little feature I add in, and I put a little spray paint can for a resistance fighter who might tag something in it. And that does take me a while. It does take you a while to set the wheels back up. Just to annoy Metro, please. So I've covered about everything that this set has to offer. Like I said, it was a pretty good set, even though there was some stuff that I did not quite make the final model. I think there could have been some stuff that I could have made better, but otherwise I do enjoy this set very much, and I think it came out very well. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like, and follow me on just Twitter if you want, and in my description. Well, my link is in the description below. And I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.